All right, what's going on, y'all? We're back, and AEW Dynamite is actually getting ready to come off of the air. In fact, we have a new AEW TNT champion in Darby Allin. Congratulations to him. I mean, hell of a match, defeating the former TNT champion, still Ring of Honor television champion Samoa Joe. Gotta say, it was a pretty awesome match. Just everything you would expect it to be. Honestly, I wasn't sure they were going to have Darby win, but seeing as how they were in Seattle, which is part of the omissions that I got to go over here in a moment. But yeah, they AEW Dynamite was in Seattle, Washington tonight, and of course we got my man Steen congratulating him right now. But yeah, I wasn't sure on that because in the previous video I had mentioned that there was a lot of speculation. There is a tag team match where the current AEW Women's Tag Team, or excuse me, AEW Women's Champion, Jamie Hayter, and Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, are actually going to take on Saraya, formerly known as Paige, and a partner of her choosing. And of course, she had the option to go with either Hikaru Shida or why am I flubbing the name? Tony Storm. Good God! Anyway, we're not even going to go into that one right now. It was real interesting because those seem to be the two options. A lot of people believe that Mercedes Moné, who is now a full-fledged member of New Japan Pro Wrestling and Stardom Pro Wrestling, as of I guess today or whenever the deal was done, but of course it was officially made public as of today. I'm gonna say probably something like 2 in the morning here, or whatever the case may have been. But again, the thought process was that she was gonna wind up being the surprise tag partner for Saraya against Hayter and Baker, but at least as of now, that doesn't seem to be the case. During a segment on AEW Dynamite, Renee Paquette had interview sessions with both the side of Hayter and Baker, and of course, later on, would end up interviewing Saraya, Tony Storm, and I not even sure if I want to say Hikaru Shida. I mean, it was just really, really weird because Shida literally did not get a word in this segment. And I find that pretty wild because, again, I haven't been actively watching until tonight for the last 2 or 3 months, however long it's been. And for me, and let me go ahead and actually mute this. I don't want to have too much background noise on this as we've got young Sheldon going here. But for me, I guess it's a little baffling that this is a storyline that they're working out because, it just, you figure with Saraya, I guess being the main face of the storyline, or the main baby face of this storyline, so to speak, it's actually rather strange to me to see that this is an angle that they would actually be going with. And of course, ultimately, Saraya would pick Tony Storm as her partner to go against Hayter and Baker. And no, I'm not rhyming intentionally to do that or anything like that. But I think what I find really wild about that also is the fact that, again, you're putting them over as the faces. And it's not the first time they've gone with this sort of angle before, regardless of promotion, so on and so forth. It's relatively common storyline that's been, or I guess, prototype of a storyline that's been used over the years. And I'm going to be really interested to see where this goes. It certainly wasn't something I would have had in mind in this type of situation. And especially if Mercedes is going to be involved in any way, shape, form, or fashion, which honestly, I wasn't sure how likely this was given how fresh everything is as far as Mercedes' arrival to New Japan is as of right now. I mean, I know that with the working relationship AEW and New Japan have, it very much is more than in play for Mercedes to ultimately end up on AEW television. There's been a lot of talk about it, so why wouldn't it end up being the case? Regardless, I mean, as of right now, the speculation is out. I guess depending on how they go about the storyline, however, maybe it isn't. Because you could have that angle where there is a mystery attacker that takes out Toni Storm, and she's not medically cleared to compete next week in LA at the Forum, which I gotta say is really interesting, especially because every time they promoed the show for next week at the Forum, we got the old theme music from the NBA on NBC. Yeah, I'm showing my age because I actually remember those days. Just we'll leave it at that for right now, but it's just really, really wild to see it be like that with that sort of thing, because now you're going to wonder what kind of angle we're going to see with this, and just where it all winds up going from here. Hell, actually, come to think of it, maybe Shida and Mercedes wind up teaming up to go after Saraya and Toni Storm. I mean, it's just wild enough to work. And Mercedes is already working the heel angle, having attacked Kairi after her first title defense of the IWGP Women's Championship. So, who knows? I mean, there are a variety of ways they could go about this, but let me know what you guys think. How do you figure Monet to fit into these things? What do you expect from Shida? I mean, love to hear about it, Let me know what you guys think. The drill. Like, share, subscribe, all that good groovy. Thanks for being here, and stay tuned for more.